Here you can see the Grimsel Pass, or at least the last bit of the Grimsel Pass in all of its glory. Like I said, everything looks better with sunshine on it.
This is what makes a biker so excited.
I just want to take a second to take it in.
But then my navigation just said, nah, you're gonna do another one.
Hello! At least you get to see a little bit more of the Stelvio. So this is actually the best view that I can give you. That was freaking awesome. It feels like coming home somehow. And a very, very good morning to you. Day 14, because today we are going to do the Big 5. And that's the biggest 5 passes in the center of Switzerland. And I don't need a note for that to know the names, because that's the Susten Pass, the Grimsel Pass, the Nufenenpass, the Gotthardpass and the Furkapass. And then we take the Grimsel and the Susten back again until we're closing in on the St. Gotthard. It looks like it is decent weather, so I do hope that the pass is clear, because there's 3 ways to do that pass. One is the tunnel, which you heard about and saw yesterday already. The other one is the new pass, which are also it's a mixture of a couple of tunnels with bins. It's one that you don't have to pay toll for, but then you also have the old one, which at one point it doesn't go level. It just stays like that with like twisty bendies within 50 meters of each other. That's the one that we are gonna do. I mastered it last year for the first time. It was in fog, on cobblestones, wet and everything else. I did it, however. So we're gonna try that again, but I hope in better conditions, because I want to have the view from there as well. I've never seen it before. Welcome to Airolo, and Airolo is also where the other side of the tunnel, because the other side of the St. Gotthard tunnel comes out here. And this was always, if you don't have a vignette, this is a very, very confusing road, because you have to twist and turn around the highway. So as you can see, there's a lot of blue and green and everything else signs on there. Green you have to have pay toll for, and blue are the ones that you can always do. But that's the mountain that we're going to climb. As you can see right here, you already see a couple of roads curving up and down. That is where we will go. That's the Gotthardpass. And as said, we are going to take the old pass of the two. So here, if you go straight, you go over the highway. If you go right, then you take the old pass. And you have a couple of those decision moments that you need to take. It's very easily to drive wrong here, I have to admit. Passo San Gottardo, the Gotthardpass, the St. Gotthardpass, I should say. And here it starts. So these are the old cobblestones of the old pass. You see them still sometimes here and there in the tunnel, or like an old tunnel or something, but they're not common anymore because everything has been replaced by asphalt. Now, these cobblestones, especially when it's moisture in the air, raining, or with fog, can get very, very, very slippery. So always make sure you use a little bit more caution. But just like this, at a sunny day, there's no issue whatsoever. Although the incline of this pass is gonna, that's gonna blow you away. Still, I need to find a better way to put that on camera. So as I'm climbing the Gotthardpass and finally having the views that we were talking about, look at how tight those curves are. I've never seen this one like this, because normally when I drove here it was always in a cloud, so it was foggy. But if you see on the other side of the mountain, you can see that for the newer pass, the Gotthardpass, so not the tunnel but the new pass, they actually carved it out of that mountain to make sure that even if it rains, snows, or anything else they throw at it, that road can remain open. Yeah, if you're looking down, you can see how tight those curves are. And I can honestly say there's no level piece here. It's always on an angle. I really hope that you can see down there on how tight those curves are. But yes, this is definitely a lot of fun. If you are in the neighborhood and you have the time, this pass, if you want something challenging, this pass I can recommend. Especially on this side, Fairolo, it's cobblestones, it's challenging, and it's lovely. This really, and a pass is not a pass without a lake. But there's a lake up there as well, as I know. I'm getting excited. Where we of course have to take a picture with the sign because it is tradition. Welcome to the top of the Gotthardpass. As you notice, it's getting a little bit more busy already. So let me just find a parking space here somewhere. As you might have noticed, it started to rain, which is not an issue, but I was enjoying a nice lunch out of the wind, I might add. Was actually quite nice in order to heat up, but I think it's time to go again. Let's put on all the heating though, because it's not really that warm here, to be honest, as we continue the Gotthardpass. As you can see right here, we're still following the old trail of St. Gotthard, and then if you look over there, you see that new trail. That's not the tunnel, because the tunnel is very deep underneath this mountain. But that is the other way. We will join it in a second, because the last bit is actually the old one doesn't exist anymore. So that's why we have to go over the normal road in order to head down to the valley of Andermatt. Don't worry, it's always a little bit busy, but the road conditions are very, very nice. I now put the bike back on comfort because of all the humping. Because I know that the surrounding places are not moving that much, but if I'm focusing on me from the camera point view, then definitely it is very, very bouncy. This rain probably is the same rain we had at Grimsel this morning, as it's still crawling over the mountain tops. This is the last rain though. It should dry up for the rest of the afternoon. And that would mean that the Furkapass should be dry by now. And here we are joining the new Gotthardpass. As you can see, complete asphalt. No cobblestones anymore. As we are finishing up the Gotthardpass, we are at the same level as Andermatt on the other side of the valley. So normally if I would go straight here, I would go back to my hotel. However, that's not what we're gonna do, because then we would skip a pass that I also skipped last time, and I don't want that. So let me just grab the route, and as you can see already on this sign, that would be the Furkapass. Which we are now going to do. I managed to do one half of the Furkapass, which was the side at the Grimsel. But this is actually the more exciting part of it. More bends and twists and turns, that sort of thing. Look at that. That's where we're going up. If you look on my Instagram, you'll probably, from 3 years ago, you will find a video. That was my friend Dan. He actually had a camera in his Senna. And that was my first riding video ever. That was here on the Furkapass. That was when we were making our way to the old Gotthard where they wanted to drive, and I just set it out. But the driving video actually came from here. And the funny bit is that it doesn't matter how much, how good you know me, but if you look at it, you can definitely see that both my friends are on the side of the road. I'm in the middle of the road because there were only like these little small stonies on the side. I was like, yeah, I'm not going close to those. Yeah, there's no way that I'm going to that side. If you can see something, that would be nice, but I'm not stopping there, I'm sorry. That was just way too steep down. Now that's a ride with a view, right? So after all that climbing, now we are going down the valley in order to make some distance. For this one they chose it to do that after the climb, because down in the valley you can still see the rail from the train that is going around here. Almost at the top. Here, there's the bus that I wanted to avoid. There you have it, the Furkapass. So the Furkapass on this side is a little bit more special, and I had to do some research in order to make this correct, but this pass was created in the late 1800s, and as an effort, because it took a while in order to cross the pass, that's why the hotel Belvadier came up. And it was quite successful, did a couple of transformations, and after the Second World War, as more people started to drive cars, they were struggling a little bit. So in the early 1960s, I was correct, James Bond, the Goldfinger, featured this hotel, which gave a really big boost because then everybody wanted to be there. But after a couple of years also that died down until the hotel had to close because there were less and less people visiting. Now the hotel itself is a little bit in a bad condition, as you will see in a moment, but it's still a big icon of what can be. And I noticed that with the other two as well. Those hotels really had a function, because back in the day, if you needed to do this by bicycle or something else, you needed a place to stay in order to travel through, because you couldn't do this in a day. And here it is, Hotel Belvadier. As you can see, it looks marvelous because it's located in an hairpin bend, and it looks like it's very, very busy, but that has a different reason. I'll explain in a second. So here in the front of us, you'll see that a lot of people are stopped as we are circling around Hotel Belvadier. The reason for that is that this is still a gorgeous site to be, because behind it, it's a glacier. And what makes this glacier so special is that they made a cave in it, so they drilled a cave through it, where you can actually walk through the glacier. I experienced that once. It was quite a walk, because the glacier obviously is shrinking. So when you go down the staircase, you still need to walk quite far in order to reach it. And then everything is like insulated with blankets in order to make sure that it doesn't melt too quick again. But most of the people use that not only to look at the Hotel Belvedere, but also to relax a little bit. And there is normally a waterfall here on the side as well that you can see on the bottom of the glacier. So definitely, if you just want to tour around a little bit and see the sights, then the Furkapass is definitely a pass that you can go in ahead and visit. I don't know if this gives a little bit of a view. Oh, you can see the water rushing, right? That's all the melting water from the glacier, or coming from the glacier. So we're making our way down from the Furkapass in order to go to the other one, which is the Grimsel Pass. And because now it's better weather, I am soon to reveal a secret from the Grimsel Pass that I didn't know until today. So stay tuned for that one. You can see the carved out section of the Furkapass going down. It is quite remarkable, isn't it? Sometimes you don't have to be high up to see really, really nice things. And maybe, yes, you also get to see the waterfall that goes all the way down from the glacier. One more time for the marvelous view. That's the road we just came over. Magnificent. Magnificent. So this morning I said that the Grimsel Pass has a little bit of a secret. And I didn't know it until this morning when I opened it up and I grabbed the map and I was thinking, what the hell is that? So you wouldn't think, also because my navigation tells me so, that this is the highest point. Apparently, there is a place that you can go higher, which is here, but you need to pay for it. So you can't always go up. It's like in phases, like 1/2 hour it's the one way and the other half hour is the other way. But there is a way to go even higher than this. Unfortunately, I cannot show it because I didn't know that you need to pay an additional toll for it as well, unfortunately. But now at least you know the secret. I'll post a couple of pictures perhaps later. I'm just happy that we're now on this side of the mountain, and yes, it's windy, but at least it's not raining anymore, so now we can have a little bit more fun than this morning. Look at those lakes and the dams and everything else. Unbelievable. that was it, the Grimsel Pass. On this side, I have to admit, going down is just as fun as going up, just to make a little bit more speed, but those curves are lovely. So as we are now finished with this pass, we are headed to the Susten Pass, which is here on the right, which will take us back to our own valley where we have our hotel. Yeah, I have to say, this has been lovely. I'm gonna miss these sights again, to be honest. Now, let's hope that the caravan earlier today, that one is not still there. They should have been picked up about 2 hours ago. 2.5 hours ago. So I would not expect them to be there. But yeah, let's see. So this always gets me. I know it's not the same thing, but the Taliban. I understand it's a ski lift in order to go up, but yeah, interesting choice of name though. No fucking way, they're still working at it. Caravan is still here. Is it? Or isn't it? I think it is. Wow. Did not expect that, to be honest. Did not expect that. Ze zijn langsgekomen. Oh. Ik zit nog wel even aan de kant, want er staat ook een auto. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. They had an issue this morning and the first one couldn't fix it. They even tried to put an extra tire on because their tire was gone. But that was they were unable to, so now they're gonna push it down the mountain or trolley it back down the mountain to a garage in the hope that they can help over there. At least it's very nice that as she was telling me, a lot of people offered to help. Also some people gave them something to drink and some food, as they obviously weren't planning to do this. So they it's been a day, but at least they've been taken care of. It's really nice to hear. Ai. That can also happen. Wow. Unbelievable. At least they were all, it looked like they were all okay, at least. But can't we be more serious about this? Safety always first. I'm very happy they're all okay. Wow. I would not say that the Susten Pass is a difficult pass by per se, but every pass or every road has its risks. Always stay safe, people. At the end of the day, you want to get home to your loved ones. Very important. Look at that view. That is the well-known Stein Glacier, or also known as Stone Glacier. That is slowly melting, as most glaciers here. It is a beautiful sight, though. And there we have the top of the Susten Pass again. Can you see how quiet it is out here? Like I said, just pick it a random day throughout the week, you'll be fine. We're not stopping obviously because we already took a picture this morning. But I just wanted to take a second and show you the view from the other side. As you can see, so that's the road that we're going to take over there, all the way down. And then as it is carved out in the mountain, that's the trail that we're going to take. And you see the glacier on the mountain on this side as well. Magnificent. As you can see behind me, the clouds that are coming over the hill are a little bit darker. That's like a rain front that's trying to push over at the moment. Lucky for us, it's only dripping. And at the end of this valley, it will be completely dry again. But that's why I'm racing a little bit more than I would normally would on the Susten Pass. As we are taking in the last couple of sites. A glimpse from a wonderful pass, I want to add. As you can see, we are heading to the end of the Susten Pass. With this lovely tunnel that's halfly carved out of the mountain here. Look at that. It's kind of beautiful if you think about it. And then here down you have the valley again. So we are going to say goodbye. We are going to say goodbye to the high alpine passes, as this was the last high one. We have one alpine pass left, which is the Susten Pass tomorrow. The reason I wanted to do that is because a year ago it rained so bad that I couldn't do the south side of the mountains, of the Alps, so I had to do the north side, and I came across this one, and it was quite fun to do, but half of the pass was very, very foggy, so I do hope that tomorrow I'll get to see a little bit more. So that's why I wanted to do that one. And then after the Sustenpass, we will head towards Schwarzwald in Germany, which on its own is also very beautiful. There's no high mountains like this, but hilly enough in order to be exciting, especially with the roads. But yeah, today, what a day. This was the big five, and I even got to do two passes even twice. This has been amazing. I hope that I can fit it all in this video, because this is also going to be a longer one. I apologize for that, because I was told that 25 minutes is the perfect format. But if you made it this far, I just wanted to say thank you for watching. Today was the reason why you go into the Alps for riding. It's beautiful. It absolutely is. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit like or subscribe below the video, definitely. And or share the video with a friend if you think that somebody else might enjoy it. I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you with the next episode again. Stay safe, everyone. Dankeschön. Because then at least you get to see a little bit more. Let's wave goodbye to the Alps. Thank you for all the beautiful adventures that we had. And we see the mighty Rhine River. House of the 1,000 clocks. It even looks like a clock. And I think they sell clocks here.